What would you think of living in a house that has everything you would want in a house? However, the house is in a very remote place and your nearest neighbor is 5 miles away. Can I own all the land between us too? God, that sounds amazing! I already live in the country, but the farms aren't that big sadly. The only thing I would legit be concerned about is internet speed. My husband and I both work remotely, and we can't compromise on that. I would also need to determine how much snow there is and whether we can get in and out during bad weather. Otherwise, as long as there's a whole house generator and decent-sized propane tank, I'm solid. Depends on if my partner lives with me. Point is, if you are all alone, all the time chew carefully because things that are pretty routine can get deadly pretty quick. I saw a friend nearly die on my floor choking on some sweet potatoes. Only timely and violent Heimlich is why our 3 kids still have a mother, because there is no way EMS would have got here in time even though they are less than 2 miles away. No one wants neighbors nearby until they need something. A close hospital, a nearby grocery store, a babysitter, a nearby vet, smooth paved roads, someone to help maintain your lawn when your knees are bad, a pharmacy that is open 24/7 so you can get antibiotics at 3 a.m. for your crying baby, good diverse restaurants nearby, food delivery, electricity that is repaired quickly after a storm. Sounds like the affordable homes in the current housing market in my area. It would really depend on how close the nearest town is and what other recreation opportunities are nearby. Walking distance to a park or trail is more important to me than walking to neighbors. The post is obviously written by an urbanite. 5 miles, or 8 kilometers as in most of the world, is just over there, or at the edge of the house is a basic standard distance you had to walk to school or just to catch the bus, if you're over 70. I think that the planet isn't big enough to give this to everyone that wants it. And that it would lead to having to drive for every essential thing. It might be better to try getting people to be more tolerant of neighbors. My only concern would be weather related. If I was truly all alone and the winter was ice cold pitch black 6-month barrage of absolute bullshit, I might want to be a little closer to civilization. Living in a remote house with everything I want, including a 5-mile distance from the nearest neighbor, sounds like a dream come true. It's the perfect mix of solitude and comfort. Sign me up! Hell yeah, that's the dream. It's also my current living situation, except my neighbors aren't 5 miles away, but there's woods and hiking trails and shit between our houses, and it's the best. A lot of Americans live in remote places where they have to drive 15 minutes to any real store anyways. This wouldn't be a big deal to anyone who lives in a semi-rural environment. Including the everything I want: a long gravel driveway with a motion detector, a shotgun propped up by the front door, at least 40 acres of land, and I'm ready to move tomorrow. Yes. Don't play with me. I want it. Where is it? How much? Do I need to sign under a full moon at the crossroads? Don't mess with my emotions like that. Gimme it. I wouldn't mind, except not being able to run to a store when needed. My parents lived out in the country and running to the store was a small road trip. Lol. What's with those questions? Hey, what if I gave you something really nice but it came with a very mild condition that will make half of you like it even more? Everything I would want includes being within walking and biking distance of places I want to go to, so I think I might make the house divide by 0. However, the house is in a very remote place and your nearest neighbor is 5 miles away? 5 miles or 100 miles? 5 miles is way too close. So you're telling me I can finally have an audiophile grade sound system in my home? As well as an indoor-outdoor shooting range? Absolutely. Yes, PLS. How much of that land do I own? 2.5-mile radius? Because I'd love to create a whole nature park surrounding me with beautiful paths. It depends how far away other things are. Jobs? Grocery stores? Fitness center? Church? Distance to the next neighbor is meaningless. I grew up in an area similar to that. Could cut the distance to the neighbors to 3/4 of a mile if you cut through the fields. How close am I to nearest grocery liquor store, and do I have high-speed reliable internet? Because if reasonable, sounds good to me. Fuck having neighbors. I want to be able to shoot guns on my front porch naked while smoking a bong. This is a dream scenario for me. Where do I sign? One of the most important things I want in a house is no neighbors. Only if I can get a Uber Eats pizza delivered. Also, a Target must be nearby. Then it's perfect. My dog would love it. I already want a house like that. I can live in a trailer if it meant I will be alone. Neighbors are overrated. Make it 10 miles, and you're describing my childhood home. I would give up almost anything to live there again. Only 5 miles away? Thought you said very remote? Here in Texas, that's just called living outside of suburbia. Sounds perfect. I want to live in the middle of nowhere, where neighbors are measured in miles instead of feet. Been there, done that. It's alright in its own way and fun for a while. But the isolation does take its toll. That sounds like exactly what I want in a house though. I'm not seeing the point of this question. If it really and truly had everything you would want, then it would not matter where neighbors lived. Depends. If grocery store is 6 miles away, then heaven. If say 20 miles away, not that interested. Even better, close near to an ocean view in a place I illegally can snowmobile during the winter. What if having my nearest neighbor 5 miles away is something I want? This post is very clear. That is fucking perfect. Where is this mythical place? Do they do timeshares? Sign me up, lol. That wouldn't work. If it had everything I want in a house, then it can't be only 5 miles. That would likely mean stores and DRS are even further away. Too isolated for my taste. Basement ceiling has to be 12 feet high and carpeted and be dry and no moisture damage. What's the catch? Do I have to give up my firstborn? Not planning on having kids, so you say 5 miles away like it's a bad thing. Doubt I would be loving the peace and solitude. Tell me you've lived in the city or suburbia your entire life. Without telling me, I would give all of my possessions away and in myself for 5 years of that life. My house with everything I want, got 'em all, including all stocks in a full neighborhood. The absolute dream. Our closest neighbors are half mile away and it's too close. Good, unless you like to rely on delivery services like packages in restaurants. How many kidneys of children do I need to collect to get this wonderful place? Would I consider living in a house that's perfect in every way? Yes, I would. What if I took an amazing home, but then I made it even better? Lol, that's the dream. My aunt lived in a house like that and it was awesome. Everything I would want, more stuff I would want. Sounds good to me. Sounds like the most amazing thing that could possibly happen to me. So basically, what would I think about my dream? Well, I dream of it, sure. Can I get the nearest neighbor to be 10 miles away instead? LMFAO. I read this and was like, wow, this is me. WTF, am I a problem? The opposite of what I want in a house or any living facility. This is my life plan. Looking for the property currently. I will do it BC. That means I'd actually have my own house. Sounds perfect, except, could we make it 15 miles instead? And Hawaii, hell yes! In the Nevada wastelands, shit no. Sounds like my parents' home and I really like it there. You had my curiosity. But now you have my attention. I would love it if I didn't have to commute to work. That has been my dream home since COVID. Fuck people. Don't be silly, this is literally everyone's dream.